Okay.
Hello, it's Peter Wright and Kathleen Beauvais with the weekly wrap-up. And we're talking about the week that was, with the week ending Friday, 27th of October, 2023. And we're talking to you from a somewhat sunny Ontario today, which we're very happy with. We are back into sort of late summer temperatures in the high teens Celsius. So what's that in Fahrenheit? Kathleen, do you remember?
Oh, I don't remember. Off the top.
I think it's in the 70s, 60s or 70s. Anyway, it's really nice out there. So we are not complaining. And at last, we've had most of the beautiful fall colors coming out on the trees. They were somewhat delayed this year, but we've been enjoying it.
Absolutely.
Enough about the weather. So, first of all, welcome, Kathleen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Peter, but I was just thinking, is it really sunny where you are? Because it's quite cloudy here and raining.
No. We're right side of the clouds. We had an inch of rain last night. We had rain this morning, but right at the moment, we have sun both sides. If I look out both sides of my house, my office, I can see sun, so I'm not complaining. So let's tell you what we did on the Yakking show this week. We published episode 279 on Tuesday, and our guest was Nicole Porter, and she's quite brilliant. She is the founder of Monomoy Social Media, and she's a real social media expert. And what she does is she tells you tactics and a strategy for using social media effectively in your business. And one of the big things was that I really enjoyed was don't try and be all things to all people. You're not going to be good on every platform if you're trying to do it yourself. So pick one or two and really get good at those. And she gives you tips and ideas for selecting the best platform for your business. So in our newsletter and on our blog post, there's a link to her episode, both video and audio, and it's really worth having a look. What did you think about Nicole, what Nicole had to say, Kathleen?
Oh, she was a great speaker. I really enjoyed what she had to say. She offered many tips for people that are trying to navigate through the social media platforms. So yeah, I would urge anybody to take a listen.
Absolutely. Something else that interested me about her, and you'll find this on her website, is that before she became a social media expert, she had a chocolate shop, and she's something of a chocoholic. So that was music to my ears for sure. Next week on Tuesday, we will publish an episode with John Arancio, who's the co-founder of the Wintech Group. And if you watch that episode, and I would encourage you to do so, he will be talking about customer relationship management systems known as CRM. And he came up with some really good ideas of how, especially small to medium-sized business owners who are feeling overworked and burnt out by all the things they have to do, how they can organize all the data on their customers and really streamline their sales operation. So it's a really good episode, well worth watching. You asked him a few questions as well, Kathleen. Is there anything you wanted to add to that?
No. Go ahead, Peter. Keep going.
Okay, so that's coming up. That'll be next week's episode, and we've got more interesting guests coming after that. We put a couple of interesting business tips in the newsletter this week. The one is a newsletter if you're trying to increase your email list and involved in email marketing. It's a newsletter called Growth in Reverse, where every Sunday a very clever lady by the name of Chanel publishes a newsletter, and she does a deep dive into a successful email marketer. And we're talking about people with email lists in the hundreds of thousands, and some of them have built those very quickly. So I'd urge you I'm not selling anything of hers, but there's good information there. And the second good tip, and there's a link in the newsletter, would be to read Mark Schaefer's blog post this week, where he talks about messy marketing and why imperfect is sometimes much better than perfect. So there's two for you. Kathleen, you got anything to add on the business tip side?
Well, no, I want to get right into the what I really want to talk to you about is our Heal All tea. Can I go ahead with that, Peter?
Go ahead. Let's talk about the tea.
Okay, well, I'm pretty excited about talking about this. It's one of Dr. Morse's products, and it is called Heal All Tea for a reason. And I just want to get this right. So I'm just going to read this little blurb here, and it's very, very quick. It's really for general maintenance. It assists the body's natural detoxification process. It's formulated with burdock, dandelion, and slippery elm. It makes a great digestive tea, but this is just a fraction of the healing potential of this herbal blend, really. And as with all formulas for Dr. Morse, this tea incorporates herbs aligned to whole body detoxification and renewal. It includes butcher's broom for circulatory support, black walnut and golden seal to promote the removal of unwanted organisms from the gut, and white oak and mullein to astringe interstitial fluid and promote lymphatic flow. As I keep saying every week, when I talk about Dr. Morse products, he really emphasizes the importance of lymphatic drainage and kidney filtration. So this tea, folks, is wonderful. It helps to rejuvenate the body's tissues and organs. It promotes waste removal so that the tissues can receive fresh nutrients and oxygen. So once again, Heal All Tea, folks. And we will have a link to that below, won't we, Peter?
Absolutely. There'll be a link on the newsletter, and there's a link below this on the description of the video.
And
Interesting burdock. I always
I'm
thought
actually having a tea at the moment. I don't know, you can't see it, but here it is.
And if you look at Kathleen's useful features, and then you look at the other side of your screen at mine, and I'm not drinking the tea at the moment, you can see that it really works, right? But what I picked up on burdock because on the farm where I live in our yard, we have lots of burdock, and it's an absolute pain because of those burrs. I didn't realize that it had medicinal qualities, so that's interesting. Thanks for that, Kathleen.
Yeah.
Then on the health side, I picked up a couple of things of interest this week. I've put links in the newsletter. One is an article in The Guardian saying you're never past your prime. And it's a really good article telling how even in your later years, like me, you can still be very effective at some sports, like 60 to 70-year-old Olympians in some sports, can you believe? And talks about cognitive abilities and teaching skills, how very often some of those skills improve as we get into our later years. Even older than me, people in their 80s can be really good teachers. Found that interesting. And then another one, if you are on a statin, like I am after a heart attack, there's a really good article here where statin is one of the most prescribed drugs. And it looks at how statins were developed. It's very interesting. As always, natural remedies are good, but we are not doctors, so always take advice from your doctor before starting or stopping something that your doctor's told you to. And that's about it for me, except to say that we have a lot of interesting guests coming up, and to make sure you don't miss them, hop onto our website, theyakkingshow.com, and sign up for our newsletter. We only send you one a week, and we'll keep you in the picture who's coming on the show. And that's it from me. Thank you for watching and for reading our newsletter, and back to Kathleen.
Well, thank you again so much for tuning in. If anyone is interested in being a guest on our show, please visit us at theyakkingshow.com. All you need to do is click on the contacts tab and fill out a short application form. Just to let you know, we are filling up very quickly. In fact, we are pretty much booked until March of 2024. So we have some fantastic guests coming up, folks. And if you want to be one, please go to the website and fill out that application form. So from Peter and I, take care, everyone. We'll see you again next week. Bye for now.